Welcome to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. I'm ReneMarie, and we have the honor and privilege of being at the Smithtown Library once again, streaming live to you, our audience, about our stroke of luck. We feel that a stroke, when you experience it, in my world, is a stroke of luck. And I'm not saying that people should have a stroke. I'm just saying that in my world, my stroke was a stroke of luck because it really led me to this moment in my life to meet all the people, to experience what I've experienced. And while we're on the subject of strokes, we want to shout out to our dear board member and friend, Bobby Baby Walker. 1 week ago, I think it was 1 week ago, this past Thursday, Bobby suffered a stroke, and we are praying for you, Bobby, except I will tell you that Bobby has been tremendous in his determination to fight back. He's been singing with me, he's been out in public. He's got two small residuals from the stroke, and that is aphasia, which is when you speak and you can't communicate and you have difficulty communicating, and slow motor skills. But aside from that, he's doing very, very well. So let's blow kisses to Bobby and to Kathy, his angel, and we're praying for you, Bobby. And actually, they were going to come on the show today, but Kathy had other obligations that she couldn't come. So we're thinking about you, Bobby. He's going to be on our show one day. He's been on Facebook, so everybody on Facebook has watched us and seen us on Facebook together. And you are singing your heart out, Bobby. So maybe I'll text Bobby and I'll tell him to tune in so he could be a part of this.
Perhaps we can do August.
Yes, perhaps we'll do August. So anyway, so we're here at Smithtown Library, and of course we have Judy Marlow-Ratway. That's here for Judy. Come on. Okay, and we have a dear friend and partner, and she has been a part of this organization since, I think, 3 years. It's been going on 3 years that we met her through Virginia Warner, who is also a partner of ReneMarie's Language of Love and the telethon, and they've been really wonderful support group, and that's Dr. Jasmine. Dr. Jasmine, it's nice to see you. Yes, Dr. Jasmine is an acupuncturist and an herbalist.
Yes,
An herbalist, certified herbalist. So we're going to talk to Jasmine about a few things, but let's start out with what we were just talking about with Bobby. You know, Bobby had suffered a stroke, and I know in my research and remembering what you have said to us that when you suffer a stroke, acupuncture in China,
it's a big role for stroke patients.
It's a big.
Big. I mean, it's the mandatory.
Mandatory.
Treatment.
Okay, I didn't understand. Yes, mandatory treatment,
right.
and they have to do that in China within 6 months.
Usually right after the stroke, but the stroke has two different kinds. One is the bleeding one, when the another one is the clotting. So usually with the bleeding in the brain, you have to wait for the edema stabilize, and then right away we could start acupuncture treatment.
Wow.
And it could helping recover quicker. Under 6 months, we call golden time treatment for stroke.
We're gonna. I actually just when I was doing my research last night, I actually texted Kathy that you're going to be on the show, and we need to connect you with Bobby and Kathy to see, how you can work together.
Help him.
Yes, yes. Because no, just explain to me, like, this is a really silly question, I know. But I like to be the real people, like the average person who doesn't understand.
The average person who might be thinking it, but not
and I don't understand acupuncture. Like I know their needles, and I know you stick them in. But for a stroke patient, where do you put those needles?
Yeah, for stroke patients, most of the time we it's better to using both scalp needles and the body needles together. Depends. The condition and which area being have damage to the brain.
Right. And I think Bobby's is his left side also, right?
That
his left
could
side.
affect the speech.
Yes.
They have aphasia.
Yes.
problem.
Which
Usually
I
on
did
the
as well.
left side,
Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
and his. So where would you put? Would you put him in his head? I mean, just asking. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, we're using some needles on the head for the scalp, which corresponding to the cerebral cortex, and that could stop the pathologic, mechanism. So you could help it recover quicker, and plus you're using body needles to try to make energy flow.
so acupuncture. That's something that connects the dots for me. Acupuncture is working with energy.
Right.
And how far, this is silly, but how far in do you stick the needles?
Depends different body area, but scalp needles where under the skin is not really could go through the scalp. That's just
You
work on
can't
it.
go through the scalp
No, you cannot go
into the scalp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not deep.
Right,
It's
right, right.
different angle to treat it. Just
Oh.
stimulate it.
Right.
The outside of the scalp, but the needles goes in about a half inch, maybe not even half inch for the scalp.
I actually had when I went to see Deepak Chopra, the Holy Name Hospital in Englewood was having yoga upstairs and acupuncture, and they actually put a little acupuncture for relaxation
Yeah, we do.
in my arm. It was
Yeah.
something that they said, and I never had acupuncture before.
Right.
But
How did it feel?
it was good. It was good. It
You may experience some like heaviness, tingling, and in the same time you feel deep relaxing.
right.
Most of the people feel that way.
And the tingling would go away? if you
Yeah,
felt-
just when we stimulate the needles, you may have the needle sensation, but once it stops, you feel relaxing. 90% of the patient during the treatment and after treatment feel very relaxing. They feel like tired, but it's good.
It's a
time.
relax.
Yeah, like
it's
a relaxation.
I guess you take all the negative energy out of them.
Yeah, and so we recommend that after the treatment you are not doing the heavy exercise, so
Right.
you let the body heal. Mhm.
See, I didn't know all that.
I-
You would think that you go for acupuncture, and you're done, but it's not. It's really a process to
Mhm.
heal yourself and
Right.
for energy.
Correct your imbalance and create a harmony. Help the self-healing system to heal yourself.
Wow.
How long would it take? How many treatments would you need, depending on the situation?
Depends on the situation. If it's acute problem, like some people got a muscle spasm like that, maybe one session or two sessions, you good. You don't need a treatment. But for chronic problem, like arthritis problem, especially for the post-stroke syndrome, it's gonna be long-term treatment. It's gonna be take longer.
Yes.
Yeah?
It would have to.
Right.
It would have to because, I mean, a stroke traumatizes your brain. That's
Yeah.
what it does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, the after effects of your body and your mind and your physical, it's got to take time.
Emotional and the physical.
Yeah, it's got to.
Mhm.
And let's talk about that since you brought up that post-strokes because, I've met so many people who've had strokes and the average person will look at them and say, they're okay, they're moving along and stuff. But it's the brain part that really interests me because when I look at them, I could see the sadness and the depression in them.
And they're
And
anxious.
and they're anxious, and
Yeah.
it really, it's like a dual window because you got to get them to tranquility, but how do they get to tranquility if they're not
be more functional.
Yeah,
Of course.
So what do you do for depression?
Depression and anxiety is the big, is the, come with the post-stroke symptom. A lot of people do, after the stroke, they have that because they're not independent, physically and emotionally they were, got depressed.
Right.
Or anxious. So with acupuncture treatment, then we're using some special points, just like you say, we could put on the hands, on the legs, and different points to relaxing and to, just balance the body. And,
Right, right.
For mental illness or for relaxation, acupuncture really help a lot of people.
Wow.
I even helping people, withdraw the medication from the depression and anxiety.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
doctors right away prescribe medicines, and although in some instances it's good initially, so
Right.
to kind of start the process,
Mhm,
Right.
mhm,
because you
mhm.
have to start somewhere.
Right.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
when I had my herniated my discs, I don't like to take medicines, but I had to take painkillers. I had to. I was in so much pain, but I was aware that I needed to weed myself off of it.
Mhm. That's why people looking for alternative medicine to not taking too much drugs, and
Right.
it could be natural way to heal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So depression, anxiety, insomnia.
Mm-hmm. No, when you have anxiety, depression, a lot of people are not sleeping good too.
Right.
That could cause by emotionally and physically cause the sleeping problem.
Wow.
And acupuncture usually, in the traditional way, that's hard to explain. But in traditional way, we say we balance the liver yang qi, and help the energy flow, and could help in the sleeping better.
Right, right.
Mhm.
You know what part of the insomnia and the
Mhm.
sleeping, I think, is that that people who suffer strokes, their families have to go on, their families have to work. So they're home all day,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and their families have to work.
Right, I'm
So-
reading that in that book, that Joel, Orlean,
Oh, Joel Osteen?
no,
Josh.
I'm sorry, Josh,
Mm.
talked about different strokes.
Right,
The book
right.
that was written, and his wife had to work, and he was very frustrated in trying to do all different things at home to get better.
Right, right. That's why places like the place, the stroke place that we had the woman on, I forgot her name, I'm so sorry, it was 2 years ago. She's got a stroke center in Long
Oh,
Island.
yes.
And also, what was the other one? The Adler's Aphasia Center. They're places where people can go during the day
Yes.
Oh,
to
right,
to be
right.
active, and that's one of our goals and objectives,
Yes,
to
it
create a center, more centers. That's going to be.
LIJ has that.
What's that?
LIJ Hospital.
Oh,
has
really?
The stroke club.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
that was many.
Oh, yes, they were.
Yeah.
They
They interviewed
yeah.
a few people. from
Yes,
there.
yes. Yeah, that's really important because, you gotta.
Communicate it and gotta experience how could get better, and
Yeah.
they need friends, they need to talk, they
Yes.
need to get their life back.
Yes,
Mhm.
and to me, reports, this is my own personal feeling, that when a doctor or nurse or somebody really shouldn't give the actual report to the person that has a stroke, because it's very depressing and your mind is not clear as it is. So
That's
you
true.
only take parts of that and it'll bring you down. You need to be surrounded with love and good energy
Right.
and positive
Right.
that
Mhm.
this is okay, we're gonna do it.
That's what I did with my dad. I just gave him positive news, and I didn't let anyone
Very
say anything
important.
negative
Yeah.
near him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's so important. It's so important. So headaches, hypertension, sensory motors, they're all
Sensory motor, that's the
the
stroke,
motor skills.
the motor skills, and a lot of them, if you have paralyzed on the body part, you may feel the sensation noise, or you cannot really, mobility have a problem. So we could work on that, and for motor, like aphasia, and we're talking about for the speech problem.
Right, like
That's
Bobby
yeah.
is suffering from speech impairment right now.
Yeah.
Although they said that with time he will
Good.
Heal,
It will
right,
heal.
right.
It will heal.
But for acupuncture, we could specifically treating some aphasia problem depends what they have. Like we call motor aphasia, which means is the speech zone 1 is on the side of the ear, the temple area.
Right.
The motor aphasia means you understand, but you cannot speak it out.
Right, and you
That's
can't
the one.
indicate like you've got a cell
Right.
phone, and if the person wants the cell phone, they might ask for it, but they may say something different than the cell phone.
Right.
Or if they, the remote to the TV, they might want the remote, but they may ask for it by saying something else, and the other person doesn't understand.
Yeah.
That's the sensorium aphasia. That means that's the different zone we're treating, different
Right,
area
right,
we put needles
right.
actually. The sensory aphasia means you don't understand. You answer all the from the question, answer
Right.
wrong from the question.
Right.
And we have 3 different zones in different the scalp part. And the second one is for memory loss, you forgetting.
Wow.
So depends the patient what they have. We could specific to stimulate.
I
those.
remember.
Yeah.
I literally remember going to speech therapy
Yeah.
and looking at the book, The Boy Ran, and not being able to comprehend it or not be able to say it and not be able to, and it was so frustrating. It was
That's the
so
motor aphasia, yeah.
it was so
You just-
frustrating.
You understand, but you just can't
Yeah.
talk.
And there were other times when people would come to me and they'd be looking right at me, talking to me, and I just
No idea.
no idea what they were saying or talking about. You know, and the other thing is, like, even Bobby has had this happen, that he'll be trying to say one thing and he'll be saying something else. He'll be he's saying,
Right.
You know,
That happens a lot.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a really a scary thing. So acupuncture. So let's get into
Well,
like
before we change subjects, I just want to ask, does every hospital offer acupuncture?
In
Or-
China, every hospital
here?
offer. Here, I don't think so. Just but the hospital starting for rehab
Right.
rehab center. They doing acupuncture for pain most, but not really for stroke yet.
most
Yeah.
hospitals, a lot of hospitals. I know a lot of hospitals in New Jersey are really going the organic, holistic route,
Mhm.
balanced with the doctors as well. But they're trying to bring in
Yeah.
some other avenues.
That's good.
The Western medicine avenue they're trying to bring in,
Right.
and it's really important. It's really
Right,
important.
right.
So yeah, they don't now the hospitals, and we've spoke about this all the time. And actually, I wanted to say why we're in red, white, and blue is because our next show is to talk about our Washington D.C. trip, and we figured we'd add a little bit of festive red, white, and blue. What do you think it was for? You didn't know what it's for?
I don't know. I mean, I know you. I don't know it's the 4th of July, but after few days.
Oh, you know what? The
okay.
4th of July.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Yeah, 4th of July,
You know
right?
what? I forgot about
Right,
that.
right,
I
just
forgot about
passed
that.
It's only a few days.
Yeah, but Judy and I run so rampant that we were working on 2 different shows. We were working on the Washington D.C. show,
Right.
and we were working on the Jasmine show. But we never told Jasmine what we were doing.
That's true. That's true. When
Okay,
I
now I
sent you
knew
an
what-
email,
So
Okay.
Judy
Okay,
sends
so for
Jasmine an
Washington.
email.
Just
Wear red, white, and blue. She didn't tell her why.
I wear either red, white, or
Yeah,
blue,
yeah.
or all.
And Jasmine, look how beautiful she
And
looks.
she's wearing all 3 colors.
And Judy has her festive flag on.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
yes.
nice.
That's beautiful.
Actually, found that a year ago.
Oh gosh. Yes. So okay, so why I brought up Washington D.C. was I went to Washington D.C. to lobby for insurance.
Nice. That's what our organization trying to do too.
Yes.
Wow. That's
So I want to ask you the very important question is, the hospitals that are doing acupuncture, is it covered under insurance?
Oh, that's the thing. Actually, so far the government plan like Medicaid, Medicare, they don't cover acupuncture.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know it's terrible. But some of the commercial insurance, health insurance, they do cover certain part, very limited.
Well, at least they're beginning to realize
Right.
how, I mean, at least they're taking a step in the right direction.
Yes.
Right.
So what, I mean, so people that come to you have to pay out of pocket.
We do have some patient pay by insurance, like a commercial insurance.
Right.
But yeah, more than half of them pay themselves to come to us for treatment. It's very sad. Yeah, but now more and more, the patients, healthcare professional, and the insurance that recognize acupuncture actually could potentially reduce the cost for individuals and the insurance company.
Right. I mean, you think
Right.
that's what. This is one of the things that eats away at me. It eats away at me because
It
if
bothers me too.
if you look at
Yeah.
the bigger picture, and if you're going to heal somebody, not only are you healing them from their lives to better their lives, but healing them means you don't have to pay more insurance. You don't have to pay. The
That's
insurance
true.
doesn't have to pay more
That's
bills.
true.
And you don't have to. The insurance doesn't have to pay for more doctors, and insurance doesn't have to pay more for medicine. So within that 6-month window, because I know there are stroke patients that need to be under care for the rest of their lives.
Definitely.
For the rest of their lives, they have insurance. They pay the doctors. Insurances.
The
So
insurance is not covering
They
it.
know. They usually once they don't have the continual process to improve their
And
symptoms.
rehab,
They stopped. Yeah, even for the rehab for physical
yeah,
therapy,
rehab in the
occupational therapy,
hospitals,
they're
if you're
not
not,
giving you. Yeah.
if you're not recovering fast enough, they say, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming to me. Put this on our list of things to do. Is when we create our center, we're going to have Jasmine work in it, and somehow we're going to get her payments sponsored for those, those
Yes.
patients that can't afford to
Yes.
pay for it, because it's sad, it's sad that someone needs the help and they don't have the money to pay you, and honestly, I understand that some doctors do donate their time and stuff, and they do it on a scale basis,
Right.
but in reality, you have to make a living, otherwise you can't do what it is that you're meant to do.
Right.
So it's like a catch-22, So
And it's very sad if
Very sad.
a person needs rehab and they say, well, you haven't recovered fast enough. And we're talking like a month or less.
a month or less.
Sometimes it's a month, oh, you're not walking, you're not showing signs that you're going to be able to walk.
Yeah, so they take
So,
it away.
no, I don't think this is going to work.
I just.
Yeah.
When I am, this is my, I actually just saw this on Good Morning America this Friday. It showed a woman that had a heart replacement, and she had 2 heart replacements. The
Wow.
first one, she was surrounded with friends that uplifted her
Very
and
important.
kept her. You're gonna do it. We love you. Don't worry about it. Like, they were there all the time. And then when she went for the second time, they did the same thing.
Oh,
And they were, and the doctor, I forget what the name is, she's a woman doctor on Good Morning America who I love, and I actually have it. She said it is a proven fact that when you have love around you and you have good energy and you have people uplifting you, recovery is so much easier.
Right, but
Yeah.
most people, and a lot of people in families, they think, oh, well, they think the worst, and they don't want to give hope to the family member.
I don't know. Jasmine, on your information here, you said that acupuncture can reduce 50% of a second stroke, which is
Huge.
huge.
Yeah, that's a study actually published on the Medicine magazine on 2015 in September. It is
In America or
in Taiwan.
Taiwan?
Because China, everybody doing acupuncture for stroke.
Yeah,
they cannot compare somebody who don't have the treatment with somebody. But in Taiwan, that was a few years. The research they follow like 30,000 people
Wow.
for study for after stroke treatment with acupuncture. Half of them had it, half of them don't have it, and that shows the one who had acupuncture had decreased 50% for the second stroke.
That is incredible.
Yeah, that you could find online.
So
the
what do
information.
you, like, once again, what do you do with your acupuncture? Like, how does it operate? How does it work? Like, I know you told us about the aphasia, you put it in the scalp in the certain areas. What do you do with acupuncture, with your needles, to reduce 50% of strokes?
Oh, the weight strengthens the body, and also helping, kind of like a circulation. But,
Circulation.
yeah, like chi blood. We call chi blood flowing, help
Wow.
the blood stimulation. So in the energy flow, but you don't get a stimulation, and that could help you strengthen the body.
Right,
So
right.
And you
could
can't
prevent-
exercise if you've got a disability. There are times when you may not be able to walk or something, so acupuncture gets the flow going.
Gets the flow going, help you emotionally and physically healthier, and could prevention the second stroke.
Why did,
Mhm.
because we met you through Virginia Warner,
Mm.
who is, like I said prior, she's one of our partners. What did she come to you for, Virginia?
Actually, she came to me for the neck pain. She had a bad neck problem.
Okay.
I helped her for that, and then we talked, and she told me she had a mild stroke. So that's why she brought me here, and we're trying to let more people know about what we could do and what we could help more.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to help with the insurance, though. We got to figure out.
Right now, just recently, this year in February, it is a big thing. I mean, for the what they call American College of Physician
Right,
organization.
right.
They have a guideline for low back pain. Guideline recommend the acupuncture for both chronic
I'm
and
gonna try that.
acute and chronic
Wow.
back pain. No back pain. They recommend
Wow.
it first. Yeah.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. You know, they are becoming more aware.
The only thing is the insurance.
I know.
Yeah, very, sometimes very strange. For example, they cover for knee pain or hip pain, but they don't cover for shoulder pain. So I don't understand what it stands for. What's the,
And with that, if you can't move your
They-
arms
right.
because of your shoulder,
yeah, when we look at people, we look at the whole picture.
Right, you got, yes,
Right.
yes.
But the insurance or Western medicine, they look at a part of the body. They don't look like a whole
Let's
person.
talk about the difference between Western medicine and Eastern medicine. Now, China is Western medicine?
Eastern
East-
medicine,
Eastern
both,
medicine.
but in past maybe 200 years we brought in for Western medicine, but Eastern medicine in China is over 5,000 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're using
Had no idea.
acupuncture, herbs. It is have long history, and for the treatment for Eastern medicine, more individualized, personal, and seasonal, concern the whole body, and we focus on the root of problem and depends on patients' effects or reactions, and we change the treatment plan. But look like most of the Western medicine, they were focus on the test, blood test, the X-ray MRIs, and the symptoms and the syndromes.
Sometimes
and,
what?
Just
Symptoms?
and the
Symptoms?
syndrome. Like for example, if your hand has a problem, they only treat your hand.
Right,
They not
right.
treat your shoulder,
Right,
your elbow.
right.
But we're gonna look the whole picture.
Right.
You
Right,
needed
right.
the whole balance to gather some part of the to get better. You have to consider the whole body. Right. So it is different, but if two together work together, every different, how to say, the Western medicine and the Eastern medicine, they have their good way or bad way, but
Right.
if work together, cooperate together, will be really beneficial for patients. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but, that's just bringing everybody together to better the health of everyone,
Mm-hmm.
But there's still some, what's the word I'm looking for to be polite? You know, there's still some, there's still some money situations as far as medicines, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pharmaceutical
Right.
company.
If they're in
Right.
rehab and they're not in the hospital, and you have to take them out of the hospital to, let's say, an acupuncturist. So you've got the cost of a van, you've got the cost of the acupuncture.
Right, because they don't have acupuncturists working in the hospital, but
Right.
in China, every single hospital has an acupuncture department.
Wow.
So we work together, we treat a patient in the hospital, so they don't lose the opportunity to recover in the we call the golden time treatment, the you know, the
And what
treatment
happens
window.
what happens if it goes beyond 6 months? It's not,
It's not effective as the first 6 months. Some, you know, in the beginning you treat, you could, how to say, any kind of problem, if you treat right away, it will be help more, especially for post-stroke patients.
and there's no like too soon.
Only if they
There's bleeding.
bleeding.
Only
If
if
it's
there's
bleeding.
Yeah, you have to wait until
Wow.
the brain, the edema stabilize.
How long could that take, do you know?
Still depends, different situation. Usually 2 weeks. Usually everything's supposed to settle down, and if they need a surgery, they don't, and we could start a treatment
I
after
see.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. Now, my daughter's pregnant. Is there any acupuncture?
I always have pregnant women come to my
Yeah,
office.
so what do you do for pregnant women?
You know, because they don't want to take a medication, when they got a migraine headaches, sciatica problem, baby push the nerves, we could help.
Yeah,
Without
yeah.
medication, that's the big thing we usually help, and we also could help in the baby's head if it's not done, the bridge.
Right,
yeah,
right,
the
right,
baby, we could
right.
help to turn it on,
Wow.
and we also could help reduce the labor pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
My daughter, listening, Britt? she's probably like, okay, I'll come.
Actually, the first time I talked about, I treated one patient who, 31 years old, had a stroke, right?
Wow.
And we talked about her. She come from Ireland, and her country pays all the acupuncture treatment
Mhm.
here. She come to me for 2 years, from wheelchair
When
to
you
walker.
were in China?
No, here.
In here?
And yeah, she's from different country, but her country paid all the checks to here to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
from Ireland.
Because they're aware that in the long run it'll be cheaper. That's bottom line. And
Yeah.
not only cheaper, but
Yes.
it'll also help the person to heal faster.
Yeah.
And that should be what, the most important
That should be
factor,
the
that the
most
person
important
heals
factor.
fast.
Right, right. Yeah, the girl who now is independent, married, and she could drive.
Wow.
She had 6 inches scar on because of the surgery. She
You
was
know,
really bad.
they're miraculous stories. You know, they're miraculous stories about, you know, the healing that is done.
There has to be more education,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
more maybe lectures to hospitals.
Yeah,
about
her boyfriend, the family, everybody really believes acupuncture. They brought her to me right the next day. Come out from hospital.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Jasmine, do you have to be open to it? Like, is there any way you can block the acupuncture? Like, if somebody comes in and they don't believe in it and they're negative about it, could they block, not have it work on them?
You know, any therapy, if you believe, of course, gonna be work better.
Right,
But
right.
we make them believe.
Okay,
If they wanted to try solving the problem, acupuncture works.
right.
They gonna believe.
Right,
A lot of
right.
people first try. They say, "Oh, I'm here for
tried
last resort. Let me see if it works," and then work.
Yeah.
Only for
That's-
smoking, we don't like people to try. I'm really good at quit people smoking, but if they don't believe it, they still enjoy, smoke,
Yeah.
and they come say, "Oh, let me come to try for quit smoking." Those patients I don't treat it
Right.
because you don't believe, you're not gonna cooperate it.
Right. Right.
But if
right.
you have pain, you have back pain, you cannot move much,
Right.
You're gonna try it and you're gonna see the result.
Yeah, you're gonna yearn for it. You're gonna want it. You're gonna
Right.
hope that it works.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So what do you do for people that smoke? I mean,
We have certain points on the arms could help the craving.
craving.
And ear, we're using ear magnets. Each ear we have 81 different points related with the body.
81 different points
And
in
the
this little
ear.
ear.
What about hypnosis?
We
I've heard of it. Doesn't work.
Sometimes we have to using herbs together. Yeah, we have to using herbs together. Not everything, but a lot of things we work in different way. Yeah.
Let's talk about your herbs, Dr. Jasmine.
Mhm.
Let's talk about like what herbs Bobby should be drinking
That's
for the stroke.
Okay, that's actually it's not only one specific herbs
Okay.
good for. Usually, as a herbalist, we study 5 years for acupuncture and herbs together.
You
and the-
kind of like mix.
You have
Okay.
to make the formula, and
Wow.
always change the formula depends the patient's reaction and depends the patient's
Right.
progress.
Right.
You're not always in the same single one. So a lot of people come to me asking herbs, say, oh, I checked online, this herb's good for this condition, that herb's not good for. We don't look at it like that.
Wow.
Two different herbs they put together may have different, different effect.
The combination.
Yeah, the combination. Some herbs they may say, some herbs could reduce the toxin of the other herbs,
Right.
but work together make it different. Usually we're using herbal formula.
Herb formula.
Mm-hmm.
So share with us like some of the types of herbs that
You
there
know,
are.
Dang Gui, I don't know anybody.
Never heard of it. Where is that from?
It's from the root of the tree. Yeah, one of the tree, and we have, like rose barks that.
Yeah, you brought us rose.
but-
Yes, yes.
Yeah, those
Fu loves that stuff. He
Yeah.
loved it.
those could help the circulation too. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, how do you absorb it? How do you drink it? How do you take it? Do you have to steam it? Do you have to cook it? Do you have to?
If with the tea, you have to cook it. We put together. We put all the leaves and the roots together. You make a tea. That's the traditional way we do the herbs. But now they have powder. They have pill form herbs. So
And which is better? Isn't it
The
better
tea.
the tea?
The tea.
it's stronger and individualized.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
natural.
It's natural, and also you could modify the formula.
You can modify the
Modify
formula.
the
You could
formula.
you
Yeah.
can make it specifically for what
For
that
one person.
person
Yeah.
needs.
Right.
So in your office, we have to come to your office and do a show
yeah,
from your
welcome.
office.
That's a great idea.
Let's do a show from her office so that you
Sure,
you could
definitely.
show us
Mhm.
the herbs and you could show us the needles and no, I'm
Definitely,
serious because
definitely.
that would enlighten people a little bit more
Definitely,
on
yeah.
what needs to be accomplished.
So
You
make a
know.
day for it.
Yes, we will. So, I mean, what do you have, like different types of herbs in your office?
I have about 200 different herbs in the office. Yeah. Yeah, this is about 450 different herbs being used in the United States. In China, we use more, but in United States, because a lot of herbs, they limit it.
Wow.
Yeah, like some metals or some animal product that we don't allow to use in this country, but
Wow.
we're still using in China. It is, some of the herbs is metal, but if you're using in good amount, using in certain problem, they really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And where do you purchase them from? Like, where do you, is it placed in China? Is it overseas? Is it in the United States?
Overseas gonna be too expensive. That's a wholesale place in New Jersey and Brooklyn. Usually I order from them.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they get it
They
from-
got it from Korea, China, but they all have to prove from the government. Yeah.
They have to prove it
From-
From the our
Yeah,
the-
from
oh,
the
from the
full-
government.
full-
From the
what do you call it?
FDA.
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 Mhm.
FDA.
They have to have the license for selling those.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a medicine.
Can talk is treat disease and prevention disease. Could be a medicine, but it's not. It's natural.
It's natural.
It's not chemical.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost like the tourmaline.
right.
Did you know we had a Dr. Mike? He's my chiropractor, and he met a gentleman named Fred Dumbrow, who what's the word I'm looking for? He created this tourmaline substance, and he puts it in blankets and in socks and
You tried it and it worked
yeah,
really well.
yeah, and he puts it in tape.
Right.
Now, you know what tourmaline is, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he does it. So do you get into any of that?
We do have a lot of kind of like that, like a herbal pillow, you know.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sleeping problem, they sleep on
Yeah.
the herbal pillow.
Yeah, we
Or
gotta
herbal
connect.
patch.
We gotta connect you and Dr. Mike.
Sure.
Good idea.
yeah.
We gotta connect you and Dr. Mike because, like with you, if you should tell me something, I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust you. The same thing with Dr. Mike. Like, I believe in this product because Dr. Mike believes in it. And Dr. Mike is such an honest individual, you know. So we're going to connect you to Dr. Mike because the work that he is doing is incredible with this tourmaline and stuff. They've created blankets. Actually, they're mailing a blanket to Bobby
Oh, wonderful.
for it's going to have it by Monday. Cause,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah.
Nice.
And I mean, Dr. Mike told me that the sleeping with the blanket has been proven to reduce diabetes, the blood sugars.
Wow.
The blood sugars.
He definitely needs
Yes,
that.
yes,
Wow.
yeah.
Right.
So, and it has healed so much. And Dr. Mike is so much information like you. Like, we could sit here forever and talk about, like, the products you know because, you know, you just know them. And same thing with Dr. Mike. So we have to hook you guys up. And
We should put
get
their
you-
websites on our,
They are both on.
They are
They're
on
both
there?
on
Okay.
our foundation. Jasmine and Dr. Mike is
Okay,
both on
good.
our. But we have to introduce them because they're both on there, but they don't know each other.
Okay.
So yeah, we have to do that. So you have neck.
We have like the herbal pillow, herbal patch. We're using a lot of herbal patch for pain. Actually, I'm doing something very traditional way to helping allergy and asthma patients. Next Wednesday is this year. We only 3 times for the summer treatment. 3 times. Put the herbs on the back and tape it on for 2-3 hours, and could get rid of a lot of people's allergy and even asthma problem. Could
Wow.
cure it.
Well, asthma is a form of allergies.
more severe.
More
Be-
severe.
Yeah, because my daughter, she
Yeah.
had asthma, but it was triggered by her allergies.
Yeah, could trigger by allergies.
Yeah.
Because my son used to have allergies because that and the doctor gave the inhaler, and when I look at the side effect, it causes growth hormone problem. I say no, I'm not gonna put this for my kids. So I start those treatment. In China now, it's very popular. Every summer, people line up for those treatments for allergy, asthma, for improve the immune system, prevention next seasonal allergies. I treated in my office 4 years doing that, and in the town, I got a lot of kids out of the allergies. They used to have a shot.
Yeah, I used to have to get a shot every
Been
every
having
week.
problems with
And-
allergies since last November.
Yeah.
And then they don't need anymore after the 3 session.
Wow, that's incredible, Jasmine. I mean, just the thought that, you know, there are
That's
Yeah, the
herbs out there
Mhm.
and acupuncture that could better someone's life, and we all
that's
need
something to definitely
Yeah, it's not
explore.
painless and costs very little and works and
Yeah.
no side effect.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. I just posted on Facebook. I don't
I
usually
saw it.
go.
I saw it.
But,
Wait, I may even have it. Wait,
Oh.
I think I even printed it out. Hang on.
I
I think, I believe I did.
I
don't know.
But it's
Usually
on
I-
your website. It's on your website.
Yeah. I usually don't go on
Oh,
Facebook that much,
I
but
did
No,
see it. It
this is
said,
your-
in fact, it
This is
said,
it. Oh, no.
no, it said that you haven't posted in a while.
What,
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah,
so
yeah.
explain to us what it is. Tell us what is it?
It's
The cream.
herbs. We have to make in powder and mix up with the fresh ginger juice. A lot of work. And then we put in certain points, acupuncture points in the back of the body. And just stays there for 2 and 3 hours. Patient come to our office and we prepare for and just put it on for 2-3 hours. They take off by themselves and for 3 times a year. Like
Wow.
the summertime,
Wow.
usually is about 10 days apart, and you've done 3 times. Next season, you're gonna feel so much better.
Next
Yeah.
season. It's
Yeah.
not this season.
Because right now, not many people have allergies right now. But
Right.
according to the Chinese calendar, this is best time to do it. But in the fall or next spring, patient will feel the difference.
That's it. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible that
Next Wednesday is the first one.
next Wednesday's the first
first one for this year treatment.
the first treatment for this
Yeah,
year.
for this
Can
year.
she give her address?
Yeah. We're gonna wait a little, but you can give your address. Give your address, and I'll scroll it on the bottom of our when we post it on Facebook on our website.
Yeah.
But give your website, your phone number, how to get in touch with you,
Yeah.
and
My address is 266 Jericho Tpke, Floral Park, New York. The zip code is 11001. The company name is Lai Acupuncture. And the website is jasminehealthcare.com. And my email is myneedles@yahoo.com.
My Needles, awesome.
Needles.
That is such a great.
That was a great email address.
My
You
Needles.
cannot forget that.
That's good. That's good. Well, so we're gonna head on out, but Jasmine, it really is a blessing to have you on our team and to be a
My
part of
pleasure.
your world, and whatever way that we could help you, let us know. We're gonna definitely schedule something to do from Jasmine, and we'll do we'll show
Yes.
everything.
It's a great
the
idea.
Herbs and and we'll do a whole program on what you do for people. And could they buy things over the internet, or can they call you and order something, or do they specifically need to go into your office?
My office don't selling the herbs online. They
Mm.
have to come to me, and I have to do the examination first. I give out herbs. Without the examination, I usually won't give the herbs. And of course, acupuncture, they have to come.
Yeah. But no, I was thinking like somebody that because this goes out to the world. California's watching us.
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, I did actually.
Japan.
Yeah, I did. I had a patient call me from California asking the herbs because I treat somebody who has kidney disease, and it really works really good. And he posted something online. I don't know. And the friends told her, she called me, can you ship me the herbs for the kidney disease? I say, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? We
Yeah.
have to see the patient
Definitely.
and give out those. Yeah.
And you don't know of any other acupuncturists or herbalists that you would recommend in other parts of the country? Do you know any?
We always have a connection of it. So if a patient needs in different area, you could ask me. I could give you some information. We have group chat with all the acupuncturists. We have an organization.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. There is an organization.
Yeah, it is an organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
because-
the organization called?
In New York, we have New York Licensed Acupuncture Organization, and in the whole United States, we have a big one.
Wow.
Or we have thousands of people connected to it.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And they do the same thing as you, or they do
Most.
I got a question for you. Is there like a certain recipe? No, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to deal with Bobby's stroke, with herbs, is there a specific, or is every single individual done for that specific person?
Usually we do the individual treatment, but acupuncture may have different background. Everybody training in different country or different technique, but I'm the traditional. I'm from the traditional medical school,
Right.
so I do most the traditional way for the acupuncture and the herbs. This individual treatment.
Right.
We don't
right.
really give the recipe for like stroke. Okay, we do have a few different formula for stroke patient afterwards, but still have to see. Patient has to tell more information, and then we could figure out which one is good for this patient.
Right.
That's I understand that because I understand the music end and I understand the stroke end, and each different stroke patient that I come in contact with, I can pretty much tell where they're at and what they have to do to get on the road to recovery.
Where they are.
It's just an instinct I have. I guess I got it because I can understand where they're at.
Because
and
you've been there.
Yeah, and I can understand how they're feeling. And even when other people are looking at them, I could see in their eyes what they need, what they're longing for, what the other people are missing. That does come from me having been in that place.
Definitely.
I'll never forget going into the city, into one of the hospitals and making my rounds, and we were actually singing, and then I said to the gentleman that was in charge, I said, would you mind if I tell him I was a stroke patient? And they said, no. So everybody else left, and I went into the room, and I said, I have some good news for you. I said, I have hope for you. I said, I suffered a stroke like you did. And they were laying in their bed, tears were coming down their eyes, because I was walking and talking and singing and giving them hope that
Hope is very important.
We need it. We
We
need
need
good
hope.
people like you.
Well, thank you. But there are a lot of people. You're doing your work. Judy's doing her work. We're all doing our work to bring some hope to everybody.
Essential.
Yeah.
Hope and love
Yeah.
are essential.
Yeah.
Peace, hope, and love.
Peace,
That's what I
hope.
always answer everything. Peace, hope, and love.
Yes.
Jasmine, tell us, before we run, we have 5 more minutes, tell us a little bit about your background. I know we did this backwards because we know about you, but tell us a little bit about your New York licensed acupuncturist and where you went to school. I know it was a chief Oriental doctor of acupuncture, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I learned the acupuncture in China, traditional medical school, and then I worked in a hospital 7 years in acupuncture department, and
Wow.
was a chief Oriental medical doctor in the hospital. And then I come to United States, have my own practice 14 years.
Is it the same practice you have now?
Yeah.
And you just came over from China and opened the practice?
No, I come here. I had 3 years working in the rehabilitation center.
Okay.
Yeah, like low-fall works comp case, and we do have some stroke patient there too. I work in Belmore here for 3 years, and then I just wanted to do more my way. I like to treat the patient a little different, not only in the business, but you have to do your way, because in the medical center you're not able to do your herbs. You're not able to do you could do a lot more when you have your own practice, and we take more time, take care of each patient. Yeah, so I've been the practice in Floral Park 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've grown, and I remember when you were on our October 13th show, you told us that you started to go out speaking.
Yeah, since I come here, I started to talk a little more. And because I was here, so the LIJ hospital, the stroke club, they invited me to their patient. That was 40, 50 patient over there.
Wow.
They had a speech over there.
And what did you say in that speech? What were some of the topics that you touched on? Like, because you went in front of 40 or 50 people. What did you do? Explain what acupuncture is?
Yeah, I explained what acupuncture is and how we're treating stroke, how we could help them, And so they have a lot of questions. I had about 20 minutes speak, and then all the patients ask me questions. They really interested about it. And a lot of course, you could see it when they're in wheelchair, they want to standing up.
Yeah.
What I could do, what it could do for me, they ask me a lot of questions.
And that's hard for us because we want to help each one of them. We want to fix each one of them.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it was at the hospital, and that's the hospital that does the acupuncture? Do they do acupuncture?
That, I don't know. That's just the stroke club. They
Yeah, I
invite me.
don't know about that either, whether they do that.
I only heard sort of the hospital in a different state, and NYU they may have acupuncture. NYU hospital they may have acupuncture for infertility patient. They do a lot for that, and
Because what I'm thinking is, and I'm always thinking, is I specifically would like to get in touch with some of the hospitals that do offer it, to ask them how they got that into the hospitals.
there's a hospital in they call Mayer Hospital in.
What is that?
Mayer Hospital.
Mayor?
Where is
in,
it?
Minnesota, or that's a big one.
Well, email me and let me know.
Email you.
Email me and let me
They
know.
have acupuncture.
I
acupuncture
think we need to start the conversation
Definitely, yes.
about,
I'd like to know that too.
I mean,
I'm sure
because-
the public would like to know.
our and like we all want people to recover. We want people to have a better
And
life.
have every opportunity.
And have every opportunity to recover. And how can we do it? Like, what can we do to make it work? I gotta tell you, and then we'll close out, but I'm a visionary. I've always visualized things, and a long time ago, I saw this center we were gonna have, and in each center, we're gonna be like a chiropractor and an acupuncturist and a Reiki, and like everybody will be there too. And and on the front door, it's when you walk in, it says leave your problems outside.
Oh, I love it.
because when you come in, you don't have any problems. You're there to heal and really feel better, and so there's a few places in New Jersey that are big places that have emptied out because people don't need big buildings anymore. It's so sad, But for something like this, we need a big building.
Yes.
So, but I have to get the financial aid to, not financial aid, but the support and the background. So I need somebody that has a lot of money and wants to help our cause.
Yes.
Call us. You'll make a difference in the world. You'll make a difference. It will be
You'll make a
awesome.
difference in mankind.
Yes, it'll make a
Yeah.
difference. And your legacy, we'll put a big plaque in the place with your
Bronze
name on it.
plaque.
A bronze plaque. We'll have it on the walls, and as soon as you enter in. But honestly, we need your help. We need your help, and these are the reasons we need your help, because
Definitely.
we wanna.
A lot of people need help.
They do need help.
Yeah.
People are getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker, and we need to help them. We're gifted.
We want to give hope to
Yeah.
those that.
Yes. So
Mhm.
thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
Thank you
my
so
pleasure.
much. The next show is not the next one, but we're gonna do one from her studio. So thank you so much, everybody from Facebook, from the video we're doing for our upload to our ReneMarie Stroke of Luck TV channel. We're gonna be opening up a YouTube channel pretty soon, as I said last time, and honestly, we're blessed. We're blessed to have the opportunity to come to you and to open the doors for us, and you'll be watching this on Facebook for a long time. And there was a lot of very important information that Dr. Jasmine shared with you. So please look at it, and we're going to clip it a little bit, and we're going to help Jasmine with her acupuncture and insurance, and we look forward to our next show. It's on Washington, D.C. We're going to do a show on my trip to Washington, D.C. and lobbying for the American Stroke Association, and meeting with senators and congressmen, and it was incredible. So what I said, my title to that was one word: it was amazing. We'll see you in a little bit. Let's blow our kisses. God bless everybody. Thanks. Stay there.